Hello, my name is Billy James, and this is Daily Life of an Italian Renaissance Aristocrat. For aristocrats, the Italian Renaissance was a great time of art and philanthropy, funding some of the greatest art of the modern age. Sleep. Most aristocrats got lots of sleep, as most of them had exorbitant amounts of free time. Unlike peasants, they slept on what we would think of as a normal bed, with a bed frame that was high off the ground, and they had pillows and pillowcases and sheets, which were often made of silk. A bed was often seen as a sign of wealth, and many wealthier nobles would often have servants bring them things to their bedside. Food. Aristocrats ate mostly meat, wine, and fruit, foregoing vegetables. Aristocrats were fans of pork, but also liked any other kind of exotic meat as well. Aristocrats had personal chefs that would make them feasts that would have 2 to 3 courses. Unlike peasants, aristocrats only ate 2 meals a day. They went without breakfast, as breakfast was seen for only field workers. Hygiene. Most aristocrats bathed in communal heated bathhouses and used soap made from animal fat and scented with oils and herbs. Most aristocrats had chamber pots, but they also had servants to throw the excrement out. Clothing. Silk was very popular for aristocrats at the time. So were form-fitting tights and long hair for men, and for women, they wore houplandres, which were long gowns. All of these clothes would be dyed fancy colors like red or green. Housing. Aristocrats lived in grand palaces or castles, which were often centers of cultural and political activity. These residences were lavishly decorated with artwork, tapestries, and luxurious furnishings showcasing their wealth and taste. Work. The aristocrat the aristocracy was incredibly wealthy, with vast land holdings and estates. Their wealth came from agricultural revenues, trade, and other sources, enabling them to live a life of luxury and opulence. The the aristocracy held the highest social status and enjoyed numerous privileges not available to the common people. They held high-ranking positions in government and the church, and they were exempt from many taxes and legal restrictions. Education and culture. Education was highly valued among the aristocracy. Many received a humanist education focused on classical literature, arts, language, and philosophy. They were patrons of the arts, supporting renowned artists, writers, and scholars, which contributed to the flourishing of Renaissance culture. Overall, Overall, being an aristocrat meant living a life on the lap of luxury. But what they thought of as luxury, we may think of as disastrous, as people in the Renaissance, even the most wealthy, had around 100 years before indoor plumbing, allowed personal showers, and no more pooping in buckets. But what they lost in hygiene, they made up for in some of the most lavish feasts and some of the craziest clothing of all time.